Welcome to BeachinSurfTV. My name's Clint Harris and we're here to talk about boards, fins and everything else you use to get your froth on in the surf. Today we're talking about the Pyzel JPX, and it was challenged to me to really look at the JPX but also alongside the Pinky, which is John's board in his quiver, the board that he won his first CT event with in Rio, and have a look at how they differentiate between the two models. I'll also look at how the slab kind of compares to these boards, because there was a bit of conversation that we've had in other videos regarding the slab with this board in mind. So firstly, touching on the subtle differences between the John Florence model, the Pinky, and the JPX. I really felt that there was only subtle differences. You've still got a single concave through to a slight double for a release off the top. You've still got a fairly performance consistent rocker between the two. But what I really started to notice when I had a closer look at it, that the John Florence model, it's been designed with a comp surfer in mind. I'm thinking of a guy that's slightly lighter, not like myself, that can handle surfing that board and really use it to the advantages that it offers, which is slightly less foam than the JPX has. If you're a slightly heavier guy, or you're a guy that considers himself that wants a more traditional high performance board that doesn't shave off some of the extra foam, then the JPX is probably going to be more suitable for you. I think it's a great board for overseas. Let's look at some of the features that really connect that board as something that's great. So previously we had a look at the Pyzel slab. The Pyzel slab was a few inches shorter, about 3 inches shorter. It was going to handle those 2 to 6 foot conditions, where this board, the Pyzel JPX, is handling more overhead to double overhead, and is going to be a really reliable board in your quiver for anything that's going to be overseas trips, or when the surf's starting to pick up locally on the east coast of Australia. I think this board is something that fits into your quiver where you're not quite getting out the gun. You've got something that's going to still handle up to 8 foot, and you're going to be able to ride it top to bottom. So the first feature that I wanted to look at with this board is the continuous rocker, because it is unique to those high performance boards that you see in market, where you do have a bit of tail lift and you do have some entry rocker. This is going to do two things. One, you're going to have a bit more control when the surf's solid, but you're also still going to have this board feeling loose off the bottom because you've got that bit of tail rocker there. You've got a bit of tail lift, and I think that's important to keep in mind when you're choosing a board that is going to be suited to slightly bigger surf with a bit more push. You're running a single to double concave with a slight V at the tail on this board. The JPX keeps this because you're still going to have that speed from having a single concave at the entry of the rocker there on the nose. But having a double concave at the tail is just going to make sure it's not sticking off the top. You're going to still have that nice flow that you want with a board that you are going to be throwing around a lot. So when we're looking at the rails of this board, keep in mind that you're still going to want quite a nice edge towards the bottom of the board that we'll discuss in some other videos. It's incredibly important for a high performance board because you're picking off this board so you can surf in that 4 to 6 foot, even up to 8 foot range. What a rail does give you when it's a slightly boxier, got a slightly sharper edge on it, is you're going to generate more speed higher in the wave when you need it. There might be a tube situation, or you might just need to generate the additional speed to make it through a critical section of the wave. That's what we really look for in a high performance model, and the Pyzel JPX definitely delivers on that, which is incredibly important to keep in mind. So having a look at that board in summary, it's a great high performance model and something you can really rely on if you're traveling overseas and going to be surfing conditions up to 8 foot. I think it's a great board to be inserting into your quiver before you're having to bust out that 6'10", maybe 7 foot gun, where you need to really just get down the line. This board, you're still going to be trying to surf the wave top to bottom, and with the features that we've discussed, it's really allowing you to control the wave, still have control in good surf, but also be able to rip through it. When we had a look at the Pinky, there's another video up that dives into it and a bit of the story on that from John Pyzel. Feel free to jump on that one, have a look. But any questions or thoughts on this particular board, the Pyzel JPX, throw them in the comments below. I'll be happy to get back to you and let us know what you think.